Hi, yeah, in this video I'm going to do a little bit more of the track day prep for the 323F. So in this video I'm going to be doing a fire extinguisher mount, which will be mounted just in front of the passenger seat, and also talking to you about another purchase I made ready for the track day. So I'm going to be using the front mounting holes on the seat runner to make a bracket for the fire extinguisher. So to do this, I've got some cardboard. Love a bit of CAD, cardboard aided design. So I'll measure out the distance and then say, I don't know, however wide I want it. Transfer it onto the cardboard and then mark the holes for the bolts. So I've now made my cardboard template. So it's 100mm across and 445 long. I've drawn a marker halfway, but I realised I didn't need to do it on the cardboard. I need to do it on the metal that I'll make it out of, because I'm going to bend it. So the plan is one half will be mounted along here and the other half will be bent to then be near enough flat. Or I could go the opposite way around and have it bent here and then another sharp bend at the top, so then it basically covers this. I'm not entirely sure yet, so I'm going to remove 14mm bolts, slide this under, and then I can mark the holes. So this is the fire extinguisher. Looking at it, there should be enough room if I just use half of this, so I don't need to bend it. Yeah, probably like that. I don't know what it'd be like with the seat moved forward a bit more, so but I think that'd be more than enough. So yeah, I've marked the holes. If I move this out, mark the holes. I'll now it's now torn that cardboard. Whoops. Yeah, and I'll trim it to halfway, go from there. So I've now cut it out of some sheet steel and I've drilled the holes out to 12mm to accommodate the bolts. So luckily the piece of metal I had a straight edge, so I'll use that for this front edge, because that's the edge you'll see the most. So I'll just tuck it up underneath. So the side nearest the transmission tunnel is actually slanted in. It's not a straight cut like the other side. So I'll just measure the distance from the hole on the bracket to where it starts to slope, and then I'll transfer that to the metal plate, and then hopefully you can follow this line. Just got a little bit more trimming to do on this corner, just so it follows the bracket a bit more. Drilled the holes for the fire extinguisher mount. So this comes with various different holes. You can see where I've opened it up where this will be going, so roughly like that. So left plenty of clearance for the slider handle. So yeah, it should be good to go. Obviously my only concern is when the hardware is attached. Obviously this is quite flush with the floor, but there's a bit of give in this bracket because it's not really thick. So I think if the head of the bolt is underneath and then the nut is then on top, just got to make sure that the length of the bolt is suitable for this bracket, but all I've got to do is just measure the width across here, so that shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, I'll get that corner trimmed up and then it should be ready for paint. So I've now finished the bracket. I'll give it 2 coats of tough satin black. I've now mounted the fire extinguisher mount to it as well, using some 6mm stainless hardware. So this can now be bolted on, and hopefully this should be finished. So that's the fire extinguisher now all mounted. Hasn't turned out too bad. So let's move the seat forward and see if it clears. I mean, not that the seat would ever be this far forward, but yeah, seems to clear fine. It's a good result. Happy days. So that's one job complete. So let's move on to the next little update. So the next purchase was some upgraded tyres. On the last track day with the Micro, I had Avon ZV7s, which were a good road tyre. Well, in my opinion, I've not really had that much experience with tyre brands and whatnot, but I always felt that the handling and the tyres were my limit when it came to that track day. So this time I've decided to get some decent tyres. So I went for Advan 8008 RS's. So these two are used tyres, which had pretty decent tread. Got these locally. Couldn't find another pair, so these two I ended up buying new, which is a bit of a bummer, but is what it is. So these are a 205 45 16, mainly because I couldn't find any in a 50 profile to match the current tyres. With the 45s I'll gain 10mm arch clearance, whereas if I went for a 55 profile I'll lose 10mm. So I'd rather have a bit more clearance than not enough, especially since I lowered the car between 10 and 15mm recently to fit the R32 wheels. So yeah, fingers crossed this will certainly help. And yeah, which then brings me on to the final thing that I've done in preparation. So another topic of discussion amongst track day goers is brake fluid. So having a look, obviously I wanted the highest boiling point I possibly can, preferably staying with .4, so there's loads of choices. So I ended up going with the EBC BF 307 plus brake fluid. So I was speaking to Eddie at Fast Eddie in Norwich about it. He's a veteran when it comes to track days. So yeah, he recommended this stuff. This is what he uses on his cars, and he's also a local dealer. So this, I don't know if you'll be able to read it because of the camera. It's got a minimum dry boiling point of 300 degrees and a minimum wet boiling point of 195 degrees Celsius. So yeah, should be more than enough for what I need it for. So he supplied me with this, and then local garage H&S Performance, who I've used several times in the past, especially with previous cars. The car was recently in having some work done, had a drive shaft leak that I noticed, so they've sorted out fitting the replacement seal. So then while it was up on the ramp and while they had it, made sense for them to bleed the brakes as well. So that's all sorted. I am still running the original blueprint discs and pads that I first fitted when I got the car. I have ordered another set. Can't get any EBC pads for that particular car, which is a bummer. So I just have to take it easy and don't kill the brakes. And yeah, hopefully it should be a nice, dry, fun day. So that concludes this video. So 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks until the track day. So yeah, very much looking forward to it. And hopefully the car performs okay. Thanks for watching.